don't worry, Ryan. When I actually tell the saga,
Okay.
I'll be sure that you're a guest, and so you can listen in.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So
I heard
it's a
it
long one.
once and it's
I
a
wanna. I
really
kind of
long
want to
one.
hear this.
Yeah.
It's really that time of month. Oh my god. Alright, let's do it. Let's get it over with. Yo, what up, guys? Yeah. Yeah. Nothing too much, nothing too much. But, are you guys ready? Tonight's gonna be an eventful night. You guys ready to hear my life story? It'll be a trip, guys. It'll be a trip. And I was becoming my own person. And I don't know whether it was because of that crush, whether because, you know, I was just growing older or what, but I don't know. I had the status quo that I wanted to keep, and I just didn't want to ruin it. I was the shy kid. I was that guy, you know. And I'm thinking, why aren't I crying? Why is there no hole inside of me? And I just kept thinking about it, and I was just like, I don't know. I don't feel anything now, except meh right now. But the grass looks green. Thanks for hearing me out. All chapters must end one day. Anyways, it's late. See ya. Don't live with any regrets. Ikigai, Euphonium. The End. By Kevin. Goodbye. Goodbye to the old chapter.
During one of the times where I went up to talk to her, I actually asked her, "What What electives are you taking for high school?" Right? And she said, like, I think she was like, "I don't know yet, but I'm gonna be taking theater." So I was like, "Oh, theater,
Oh.
Shoot.
interesting."
Oh man, I remember theater. No,
And then she replied to or asked me, the same question. How about you? And I was like, "I'm taking French."
Le Français.
So
Oh.
during my
Oh.
high school elective list, I might have put theater as an alternate in front of band because I didn't want to take band during high school. So it was
Yeah,
literally the
makes
electives I wanted to take: theater, and then I think it was band, and then I don't know the last one. So that was, I mean, and you know what? Since I told her I took French, I was like, dude, you know what'd be funny if she actually took French, because I thought she was gonna be taking Spanish like a lot of other people. So I was be like, that'd be funny, right? 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 Imagine.
Lol.
And so now, as the year closes, I'm off in Vietnam chilling with Brian because family vacation.
Ah,
And-
yes. Good times.
But that's not what this story is about. Because our story starts in high school again. And high school is also very spicy.
Oh,
Freshman year, 9th grade. Which was also Brian and Ryan, this Ryan, last
Hi.
high school
High
year.
school. Yeah.
And so, if I didn't lock in, I had two electives that I could have taken. If I didn't lock in theater as my second elective, because everyone knew I was taking French, then what elective did I take? Well, I took creative writing.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I took creative writing was not because I like creative writing, was because Brian was in creative writing, and I knew I could be in a class with him.
Yeah, fine. That was our only and first class together. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, screw it. I'll be in a class with my brother. It's super fun. We can talk, watch anime. We actually did.
Yeah, we watched a lot of anime.
We got away with so much stuff.
Yeah, my teacher loved me. That's why.
And she hated every other kid. So
Damn.
Yeah.
but
Wonder who? I wonder who this teacher is.
At this time, I actually lost like all form of contact with Megumi because I didn't have any class with her, and that meant she wasn't in French. Whoop-de-doo, Sag, right? And since I wasn't in band, I didn't talk to Yuki, and because I mean Nicole was in one of my classes. It was like a seminar though, so it didn't really matter. But yeah, it was kind of useless. I didn't really care. She was in my English class. That's happened. But besides all of that, creative writing is where it's at because here comes another girl.
Oh.
The new girl.
Oh wait. I think.
And her name, we're gonna call her, is Eriri from
Okay.
Sakano.
Oh, I like that name.
It's who? Wait, it's what?
It's from
Eriri.
Sakano. Sakano.
Sakano.
Oh, that's
Okay,
funny.
Eriri.
I like-
Eriri.
that's funny.
Okay, that's cute.
Sakano?
Yes.
It's
Nice.
Heron and Sakano.
Kano.
But in creative writing, I met my newest friend, Eri. She was
Okay.
super nice. She was super chill. And because I forget how I initially started a conversation with her or I even knew her. I totally forgot. But she knew me and she was like the only person in that class that was, you know, me and Brian, well, technically me, I was her only friend. And seeing she became friends with Brian or acquaintances, I don't even know.
Acquaintances, I think at this point. I don't talk to her much, and
Yeah.
she doesn't talk to me. So.
But yeah, we became good friends. So yeah, and of course, she sat next to us because she didn't really want to sit anywhere else because she didn't talk too much or to people much. And I was like, all right. And dude, I remember she was super shy. Like I remember another person would sit where she would sit and we would just be like, yeah, just ask her to move and she would be like, okay.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
But yeah, she was pretty shy at that time and she had a lot of social anxiety. And I think she knew that as well. And, you know, I tried to help her through it as a good friend. And, you know, high school goes by freshman year, right? And I'm just really vibing and it's almost, I think at this point it's almost winter break and I'm like really vibing, right? And of course, you know, like all winter breaks, something's gotta happen, just like in anime, right? And so Eri, she comes up to me and she's like, can I talk to you for a second? And keep in mind, she's been texting me as well. I went to homecoming that year, and she was like, send a picture of you in your suit. I want to see you. I was like, that's funny. Imagine if she liked me, dude. Imagine. And she just wants a picture of me in a suit, right? That'd be weird. And I remember she also told me, just asking for a friend, how would you confess to someone?
Wow, that's a very.
And I was like,
it's actually anime po tag with him not noticing fucking shit,
Yeah.
dude. Holy
Dude,
shit.
because here's the thing, everything that I have experienced was like anime, so something was bound to be not anime-ish.
Yeah, but come on.
But I mean, dude,
Come
I trusted her
on.
so much. All right,
Oh,
that
no,
I was
no,
like,
come
no
on.
way.
No. There's no way you didn't notice by, hey, can I see a picture
Okay.
of you in your suit?
No,
Come
okay,
on.
I
Come on.
Okay.
I don't blame him. Something similar happened to me where I was like,
Okay, the thing is, the same thing happened to me too, except. the
Okay,
person
I'm
didn't like
sorry.
me.
You guys are just like fucking
no, okay.
blind when
I
it comes to
knew,
love,
but it was
Hey,
like
how about we
it wasn't like instantaneous. It was like she would just like pop that, and then 1 month of just like regular conversation, just like regular, or and we would text like
Okay.
every day, or not every day, but like once in a while. So I was like, all right, man.
Once every week or something.
Yeah, and keep in mind, I was preoccupied with a whole bunch of other stuff, right?
Yeah.
And
sure.
and of course in my mind I ran into the situation. If she did, I would do these, right? Or you know, I would be like, that would be funny, right?
you ran the calculations.
I ran the calculations and I was like, whatever. We'll just run with it. We will just run with she doesn't like me because for me it's easier for me to talk to her that way, you know.
As much as you can call me dense, and that statement is agreeable when you're seeing it on paper, but some people just don't understand, and some people can't understand the fact that I was so, again, I was so preoccupied with doing my own thing that I didn't really see, these sort of outcomes. And when I did, it was just about me fantasizing things. And as you guys know, I'm a dreamer, I guess you could say. I was a person who really liked anime at the time. I was a person who just was like, my whole life is anime. And just seeing that face front, I just looked at it and I was just like, this is too in line with anime. And again, at that point, this is me coming out of middle school, coming out of the idea that my life has not been anime. It hit me, you know. Like I said, I was on the bus and I didn't cry. That wasn't anime. I asked this girl out 3 times and she rejected me. That wasn't anime. And I was coming with the thought that anime is a good form of media and I love it, but that isn't real life. And I trained that into my brain for so long, saying that it's just fiction, it's just this and that, until, I finally believed it. And, maybe life is like anime, because how else is a genre called slice of life if all of it's just fiction? You know what I'm saying? But on top of that, this person was my friend. And, it's my friend. I didn't see her any other way, and I didn't want to see her any other way. This person was my friend, and I just thought of it just like that. And I thought our relationship was just going to be friends only. And I didn't want to be in that mindset of just, speculation, that mindset of just like, oh, whatever, I mean, I haven't talked to a girl since like a year at that point. Like, it was pretty, I wouldn't say I was like deprived of social relationships with like another gender, but I was definitely in a state where I was just like, I'm gonna treat you just like how I treat everybody else, just a normal human being. And maybe, these things are weird, but, I just don't know how to say it. I just kind of met her and we just kind of became friends. We both liked the anime. We both, we both texted each other and we both talked to each other. And it was to a point where it's just like, man, this is like the relationship I had with Yuki, but just in a different way and with a different person. And that's how I saw it, just this person who saw me for just being a good friend. And so I was just so dense and oblivious to the idea. And when it came up, I just didn't want to believe it, because that just possibly ruin, how I interacted with this person. And I didn't want to lose that. I didn't want to lose another friend again. I didn't want to lose someone who I felt very close to. Even when the topic came up, because I remember this too. When the topic came up that she liked me, I heard it through some of her friends or her friends of her friends. And I remember I was sitting at the lunch table, and I was at the lunch table with all of my friends. We were on this like side table, so away from like the main group of long tables. It was just like our own section. And I was talking to my friends, and these two people come up, a guy and a girl, and I know them because I kind of know all the social groups in our school. You have like, the sporty kids, the cool kids, the, these kids and stuff like that. And I know this group of people as kind of the same group that I would categorize as like the girl fanboys. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like, excluded to females. There's like males and females, and they're all like fanboy about a certain subject. And I knew them as that group, and they came up to me, and I remember them coming up and saying, "Do you like Ari?" And I was like, "Huh? What?" I was like, "No, not really." And I was like, "That's weird." And to me, I was just like, "This is raising some flags." But I figured out, okay, maybe Ari doesn't hang out with a lot of guys, and I knew this was true because she was shy. She only hang out with a couple friends, and she only knew a couple friends. And she only told me about this one other friend that she had that she was really, really close to. And it kind of reminded me of Liz and the Bluebird, to be honest. But I'm not really here to talk about that. But I remember I was just like, yeah, I mean, if a guy and a girl start hanging out together a lot and texting each other, that's always gonna raise some flags for some people. And I was just like, yeah, that's probably it. And I remember, I think she talked about it or I brought it up somehow, and I was just like, yeah, that was weird. I was like, whatever. I think she brought it up and she was like, yeah, sorry for if this caused any weirdness. And I was like, yeah, no, I don't really care because again, at that time, I came back from a terrible middle school situation where I was like forced to interact with someone I liked, and I was just like, it's fine. I'm just gonna move on with it. I did not want drama in this freshman year because this was again my clean slate, and that's the context for how I met Ari and how she was a really good friend to me and how you can just be so dense to some things. And I didn't realize that until I encountered this situation, and whoop-de-doo, my brain just fried.
And whoop-de-doo, I was still in disbelief when she asked to talk to me alone after creative writing. I still thought, no. It has to be some sort of for anime probably, or maybe something that has come across and she can't really tell me and Brian, something normal. But goddamn, was I the dense motherfucker of an anime protag.
It happens, dude.
I remember.
Well,
So
it's not really dense, more of just denial, right? That's
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. That's more of a
There's a
denial
difference
thing
there.
because you don't want to assume things either.
Yeah, but
'cause
being
it's-
in denial is the same as being in dense.
I don't think it is because it's an acknowledgement that there's a possibility, whereas dense is like you have no idea what's going on.
Kevin playing it safe. You don't want to make no assumptions.
So, I come out of creative writing, right behind her because she's leading the way, right? And if you've been to our high school, so this is for everyone here minus Philip. Sorry, Philip. But there's this glass staircase in our creative writing is at the very bottom floor. There's 3 floor, right?
Yeah,
And this
yeah.
staircase leads to all 3 floors. It's literally all glass. So the
Oh.
stairs is all glass, or not like the stairs themselves, but the windows. It's all
Oh.
glass.
Yeah,
Leading
yeah,
up
yeah.
from the 3rd floor to the 1st floor.
Oh
And
my god. I know. Oh,
and so I'm there, right? And there's a door right next to the staircase, like for fire exit, right? And she's standing like right on that door, and she turns around to me, and I'm like, "Yo, what up?" And I
Didn't even
think,
know.
if I remember correctly, she takes a while to actually get some words going, but after a while, she comes up and says, "I like you. Do you want to go out with me?" Or that's how I remember it.
Uh-huh.
And dude, I was like, God damn it.
Didn't we talk about this? You told us, and we were like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
This I remember. This I remember.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking to myself exactly at that moment, do I get her girlfriend right here? Or do I really be the selfish motherfucker that I am and still hold on to the fucking feelings that Megumi has ever since elementary school?
Damn.
I'm
Oh
gonna go
my
with the
gosh.
second option. I'm gonna be honest. I think you might go with
think-
the second option.
I think we spoke to you about it. We were like, hey, like the idea of having a girlfriend versus actually enjoying your time with them.
Well, I
Like-
mean, there's like
No,
getting
but this is when we were talking to him. Like when he
Yeah,
asked
I know,
us.
but there's like getting closure, and then there's like
Yeah.
holding on to a strand
Yeah.
of her.
I mean, that's
So-
that's what they said, or they didn't say that, but I told
It was
them.
along the line, so
Yeah,
I told them that I didn't know how I felt, and I was like, I don't think, things would go well because
Yeah.
yeah, we texted each other a lot, but sometimes I literally just dry texted her, which I felt bad. And
yeah, that's what I think. I think we just basically said that if you weren't like 100% sure, then it's better not to like go along with it, and like eventually like it will end up being worse than it started off with.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
So,
I came to that conclusion. Um, but I fucking needed more, weirdly enough, right? And
uh-huh.
this is so cringy of me, but
Oh.
I came to the only person who has helped me through so much shit, and that person was fucking Yuki. All right,
Mm.
Hmm.
because not only is she friends with Megumi, but she was also a really close friend to me in 8th grade and 7th grade, and so for fuck's sake, and she's been like my wing woman, I guess. I don't know, and so
Yeah.
I for the final confirmation, the final stick in the stand, I asked, what should I do? And she was like, I don't know, just don't do it, don't accept it.
Oh.
And I was like,
Oh.
yeah, I probably shouldn't, cause like I was like, I was leaning on the fence of I should just reject it. But I just need that little push forward to like be like,
Right.
all right, sure.
It's a bit of like, what is it? Secondhand advice. You're like, okay, at least I'm not doing something dumb.
Exactly. And so again, it's winter break at this time, and I've been thinking about it. And of course, that was my response to her. I said, give me some time. And dude, I remember me and my brother, we were in a hotel because my family was on a trip, right? Or I guess, yeah, our whole entire family, not just like my mom and dad. But we were all on a trip, right? And I was on my computer or my laptop, and I was just like chilling, right? And dude, oh my fucking god. I still remember this. I don't know if you remember this, Brian, but I get a call. I get a call from Ari, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to pick this up. So I go to the bathroom because that's the only
Oh,
secluded.
I do remember this. Yeah.
Yeah, the bathroom's the only secluded place in this small ass hotel.
Yep.
And so I go in and I pick it up, and dude, she says, yeah, sorry, I can't wait. Do you have an answer? And I was like,
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
and I was like, yeah, I do. And I said, yeah, I don't like you, as a girlfriend, but we can always still be
Damn.
friends because she is a good friend to me. So I was like, yeah, we can still be friends. And she was like, all right, okay. And then I just hung up after that, or I don't know if she hung up, I hung up. It's all blurred to me, but yeah, and that was my first ever rejection to someone.
Damn.
And I'm like, damn. All right, well, I
You saying
guess.
this,
Yeah.
this was in 9th grade, right?
Yes, 9th grade.
What the fuck, man? Come on! You don't understand. I had this exact same scenario happen to me in 9th grade.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
What are we talking about?
Sebastian and Kevin living each
I
other's
swear
lives.
to God, me and Kevin are just copying each other's love life. Fuck's sake, dude. Holy
It's just a
shit.
reskin, dude. I swear.
It's just a reskin. New DLC. So that's how everything in that occurred, and that's how I ended up my 9th grade year. Nothing else happened after that.
No closure in 9th grade? No closure?
No such thing as closure.
Oh, turtle eggs.
But I told myself, like, if I was rejecting this, I have to get closure eventually, right? But again, it's high school, so that may never ever happen. And that proved true in, what is that, 10th grade? Right? That's what you
Yeah.
thought was gonna happen. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't get closure, but joke's on you! I actually did, maybe.
Yeah,
But
I-
no,
yeah.
that same year, or that 11th grade year, I did not know what the fuck was going to happen.
What? Wait, you skipped 10th grade.
Or, I mean, 10th grade. Jesus Christ,
Okay.
dude. 10th and 11th grade are all the same to me, alright? Because of COVID.
It's
But-
probably because of COVID
Yeah.
just blending everything together.
But it was, God, it was that 10th grade. That was crazy. It felt like so long ago, though. But, man, I remember going to all my classes thinking, maybe, just maybe, I'll get Megami in one of my goddamn classes, right? And so, was it math? No. I was actually alone during math class. Really sad. Was it English? No.
There.
I didn't like that class too much either. Was it any of my electives?
There.
Yes.
No. Oh,
But what was the electives we were taking? Well, I still had gym at that time. It wasn't gym. I had whatever other. I don't even know what electives I took last year.
French.
French. Well, I mean, I want to say French for last because that's exactly what class she was in. She was in my French class. The class that I thought she wasn't going to be in. Because I thought she took Spanish. And she was in my French class. And here's the thing. I had only three other friends in my French class. And holy shit, dude. It was a fuck fest in there, to be honest. Because last year, in 9th grade, everyone was in my French class. But now this year, like, half of the group was just gone.
Yeah.
But that was actually conveniently perfect because I was like, easy, right? But you know, as the classes keep going down the list, right? Surprise, surprise, she's also in my chemistry class. 2 chances, boys, 2 chances. Let's go, right?
Wait, did I used to? Was it you and Kenneth that I walked up the science hallway with?
Yes,
Ah.
and
yes.
Aaron.
Yes.
And so, of course, you know, the fucking giddy kid I am, I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is it. It's fucking fate once more, right? And so,
Yeah.
so I actually didn't, I mean, yeah, I didn't even talk to her much, because she had her own friend group in French too, and I had my own friend groups too, so we barely talked. And in chemistry, I had Kenneth in my chemistry class, so I just talked to him the entire time. So, yeah, so I didn't actually talk to her at all. And despite me not talking to her, I did the classic thing that some people do, where like you want to show off, you know, the real you, and so you act like you, but in a much louder form. I remember in, you know, French, when my friends would talk, I'd be like, like in like a somewhat loud laugh, and being able to like banter with my friends and trying, you know, to be like, yo, look at me, ding ding ding. And I even remember this one point where I was, you know, the tables were all grouped together for the reasons because the freshman class was really bad, so they had to like combine seats and like, you know, behave themselves, and so they had to sit, you know, in their assigned seat, and the seat order was now different, or the tables were now different, so it just kind of sucked. But because of that, I actually got to sit next to Megami, and while I was doing it, you know, I remember she was talking about JoJo, and I was just like, oh wow, you know, I heard that show was good, I need to watch it sometime. And you know, just being like, wow, yeah, I should probably watch JoJo. Look at me now, I still haven't watched it. And I also remember reading this specific manga about a girl who played this card game, and it was that she didn't want to play this card game at first because she was like really good, and you know, but she needed the money, and she participated in tournaments and stuff, and you know, the way she played was really scummy in a way, and so that's why, you know, and that's how the manga goes. But you know, as time went on, you know, I kind of low-key did those types of things. I remember another time
when I played Osu, and one of her friends came over and was like, "Oh wow, look, you're playing Osu," and my other friend was there too, and he was just like, "Dang, let's go, playing some Osu in class, let's go," that type of thing. And in chemistry, I would talk about Overwatch with Kenneth and being like, "Man, dude, that comp game we played last night was terrible, dude. It was not fun." Because I remember I was like, "Yo, you want to play Overwatch?" And I forget if I think I bought him Overwatch. I was like, "Yo, you want to play ranked with me?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." And so we would talk about that, or tests coming up or whatever, because we had in our class after that. And so we talked a lot about just about anything really, whether it was stuff about chemistry, stuff about other classes, stuff about what we're gonna do when we get home, about the games we played that night, stuff like that. And so, as much as I didn't really interact with her, I still wanted to. I just didn't have the courage or the time to do it. In chemistry, I would look over at her table and I would just be like, damn, dude, I really want to talk to her. In fact, I tried to get a table next to her, but I want to follow Kenneth because I'd rather sit next to my friend Kenneth than a girl who, I like. Because at that time, again, I really put my eyes on my friends instead of a romantic relationship. I just kind of thought that this romantic relationship would just be like a plus in my life because my friends that I had were my friends. I didn't want to lose it because of some stupid relationship that I might not even get. And so I prioritized my friends over, talking to her. But I had to get over this I guess this fear, just and then just get the courage to actually do something, and I did. I did in November, which was funny enough, the month of her birthday. I forget where I got this information from. I think it was definitely from Yuki, but I forget when. But I remember that her. Oh no, dude! Oh my god, I'm just remembering everything again. She said her birthday was in November because everyone had to say their birthday month, or like when the month came, they had to say their birthday because of French class, because my teacher was like that. So that's how I knew her birthday was in November, and I didn't want to tell her during her birthday, and possibly during or after before Thanksgiving break, and I didn't want to do that because I knew I was going to be dying for that answer, like Ari did when she called me during the middle of our winter break. And so I knew that, and I was just like, I have to do it now. If I don't do it, like I didn't want to, it was the month of her birthday, which I thought would be weird, especially because she knew that I knew because French class told her, and that Thanksgiving break was coming up. But if I wait until winter, things are gonna get busy. I was taking an AP class at that time, and I didn't want to worry about, multiple things and have the stress of midterms, stress of taking tests during that winter section. So I just grew a pair and said, you know what? November it is.
I remember at home, I was like, all right, well, I have to confess to her, but how am I gonna do it? And I thought back to like elementary school. Why? You know what? Fuck it. If my whole entire life at this point has felt like anime, why not end it off like anime? Just fucking with a note, right?
Mm.
And so I was like, you know what? Fuck it. And I was actually riding the high at that point. I was like, you know what? If I give it to her during this day, I got it. You know?
Boom.
And I had everything planned, right? And I had the note. I had it. And I put it away, like, next to my phone. And I was like, all right, tomorrow is the day I do it. I wake up, I'm feeling, my heart is beating, but I'm like, all right, I can do it. I can fucking do it. And keep in mind, in high school, it's like odd days and then even days. And so it
Yeah.
was odd days, so I had French. And so I was going to give it to her during French. And so I'm walking in French, right? And I'm like, all right, because I'm walking with my friends to French, my friends to French. I can't really give it out at that time, right? So it has to be during French or at the end of French.
Yep.
And I can't really do it in the middle of class because that's weird.
Yep.
Just like walk up to her in the middle of the fucking class. while
And
the
it's
teacher's
Miss Sunny, so
Yeah, and the French teacher's fucking dog shit. Fuck her. But
Damn, bro.
she didn't teach that well, to be honest. So, but I walk out. Right. It's the fucking last part. Right. I have to do it. I man up. Oh, I don't do it, dude. I don't. I don't. I don't do it, and I'm really pissed.
Oh.
I don't give it to her. I forget why, but I'm pretty sure probably because I was talking to friends and she just left, and I was like, fuck, I can't. What a pussy. Well, I pussied out so hard. But, I went through that entire day, and I went back home, and I took a shower, and I contemplated. I was like, alright, that was your only chance, buddy. If you do it tomorrow, you're probably gonna get fucked. Like, I had that feeling in my chest that if I did it tomorrow, I would have been fucked. So I didn't want to do it tomorrow, but I kept running through everything in my head, and I was like, dude, I have to do it. I have to confess to her tomorrow on that even day when I have chemistry. I have to do it. If I don't do it, I'm never gonna do it. And so I keep telling myself that, and I go back to sleep, wake up, feeling dread this time, and I go to school. And chemistry is in the middle of my day, right after lunch. And so, I'm eating food, and I go to chemistry, right? And I don't see her going to chemistry because we would have the same lunch because we have chemistry together. Don't see her. Go to class.
Interesting.
I sit down, and I'm just doing my chemistry work, and then the bell rings. And I walk out first. Usually I wait for Kenneth because we walk together because we have the same class after
'Cause
chemistry.
Kenneth's cool.
Yeah, and he's cool. But I was like, dude, I have to do it. And so I'm finished packing up. I wait for her to leave first, and then I follow after. And now the hallways are crowded, right? And so I have to weave my way, right?
Weave.
And dude, I weave my way, and I come up behind her, and I tap her on the shoulder, and I'm like, here, this is for you. I give her the fucking note, right? And I fucking
Oh, you bolted.
I leave. I bolt out.
I still remember this like it was yesterday, and I remember I walk out of the classroom, the hall's completely full of kids going to their next class, and I remember I sneak my way, I get into the middle of the hallway, and she's on like the left side of the hallway, and I'm in the middle, and I go up behind her, and I see her, and my heart is like beating so fast, and I'm so close. Every step I'm getting closer and closer, and it's like time's just stopped. Sorry, Brian came through. I wanted to talk about his role, but I remember, just being so close to her, and just being right there, dude, like so close, and I reach out to her, my hand, and tap her on the shoulder. And dude, it's that feeling, that you get when sorry, Brian just came through and was like, look at this roll that I got. But where did I last leave off? But I remember I reached out my hand, my heart beating so fast, note in my pocket, and like I legit just had like this small piece of paper in my pocket. And when I wrote the letter, I wrote in like my neatest handwriting I could. But I remember the letter that she gave me. It was completely square. I remember this for some reason. It was perfectly square, And when I did it, I folded up. I tried to remember the way she folded it up, and I was like, dude, it does not look square. But I was like, yeah, whatever. I don't know why that thought just, you know, I just thought that note was like so well crafted, you know, perfectly square, nice handwriting. And I thought, you know, I just need to give the same treatment to the note that I had. But obviously it wasn't square, and I was just like, how did she do it, dude? What type of paper did she use? But anyways, you know, that note in my pocket, and I reach out and I tap her on the shoulder, and it's just like, you know, that feeling when you tap onto, you know, or hold hands with another girl. I mean, I only know this through anime, how like they say it's so soft. I remember, dude, my tapping her, and I remember, dude, that was like, I just remember just feeling the gentleness of her shoulder in a weird way, and I remember tapping her. She looked back and she looked at me, her head as she walked forward, and I took the thing out of my pocket and I said, "Oh yeah, this is for you." Gave it to her, and I walked down the stairs. And I just walked the same route that me and my friend did, and of course I'm walking slowly so he can catch up. And no one knew what happened after that. It was a secret that I kept that entire day. I kept it inside my heart for a while until I told everybody else about it until today. I just can't, you know, still remember it felt weird in such a weird way. And also I like to mention the fact that I knew that this day was not going to be my day. I knew it would be the worst day. At the time, I was, you know, told to be a god of some sort, or not a god, but I remember going to this arcade, playing heads or tails, boom, boom, boom. I would always get the jackpot, and so, you know, my brother called me a really good gambler, you know, a very lucky guy, and with that in mind, I knew that this was just like heads or tails. I should have done it on, you know, I flipped it. I said tails. It was tails. But at the last moment, I said heads. And that's what it felt like. That's what this exact moment felt like. I knew the answer. I had to do it. I had to say it. But then I switched last moment because of just my own anxiety, my own head. I remember even the day that I was supposed to tell her. I was so passionate about doing it. I was about to text Yuki saying, where does she go during this day or at the end of the day? I was gonna text her. But in the end, I said I didn't want to bring anyone else into this. This was only going to be me.
School day ends and I go back home, right? And I'm like, all right, cool. Now I just have to wait. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but whatever, right? And next day comes, and again, it's odd days this time, and I have French. And I enter French class, right? And before, like, while I'm, like, getting ready, she comes up to me, and she tells me, can I talk to you after French? And dude, I'm like, oh god, it's a rejection or I'm finally dating someone. I don't know which it is, but I'm leaning towards rejection because I didn't feel too well about the confession last time. And so, dude, that feeling of dread just throughout the entire French class, every second of it, waiting for that bell to ring for me to leave French. And the bell does ring. And she walks out first. I'm like, okay. And then I leave quickly after. And my friends are still in class. They're still getting ready to, you know, put stuff in their backpack. I just immediately leave. And dude, I see her. She's like on the wall of where the classroom is, right next to like near the lockers. And she's like, hey, and I'm like, hey, what's up? And then she's like, about, you know, the thing you gave me yesterday. I'm like, yeah. She's like, yeah, I don't really like you anymore, and you know, whatever. And I knew this was coming, and so I responded with the, yeah, I know, I just wanted closure. And I said thanks, and then went on with my day, and that's how I got rejected 4 fucking times. Should have probably said it earlier, but too big of a pussy to do so. And yeah, now I'm left here, no girlfriend, sad, but I have a D&D group. Woo!
Yay!
That,
That's
and
what I was waiting for.
and I'm chilling.
Don't worry, you guys can say it. You can say that this is the most anticlimactic story, the most anticlimactic end. Wow. I spent 3 hours watching this, and all I get is just you saying that you got rejected 4 times. Come on, man. And I came out fine. I came out me. I came out happy. I came out with, again, a D&D group I enjoy myself with, a studio that I want to create, people who I care about. And I think that's what made me feel quite happy. You know, I mean, at that time I was like, I felt dread, but I also felt this sort of weirdness that I had also felt in middle school. That feeling of just, it's done. That's it. And just not being able to cry, and just knowing the idea that I was going to get rejected, and just walking it off. And that's what I did. I walked it off so well that I didn't feel hurt. I didn't feel hurt. And you know, now I'm here being productive, working on this series, working on another series, working on another series, and just keep working. And I was happy all the way through, but that would be a lie if I said that. This is something that not even Yuki knows, is that I got rejected. And now this is something that nobody knows. Not until now. And that is the fact that it hurt. It hurt a goddamn, it hurt so much. That's something that no one knows. I walked it off so well. I remember when I first talked about this, I was still in the room that I was in over there. I was in the blue room, and my desk was not the desk that I use now. It was a very old desk that is not even seen in any of the vlogs. And I remember I think we're on Google Meets this time because Discord was down, and I remember telling the story to everybody, or the brief story of how I, just that end section. And after that, I was like, whatever, I feel fine. And I don't know the exact date, but I remember after a long time, maybe this was like, I know this is during COVID, I think, but I remember I was on my bed and everything was normal, and then I started thinking. And that's the dangerous thing about me, is that I think. And sometimes that thinking causes trouble. And I was thinking, and I just sat in my bed and I was like, dude, it hurts so much. It hurts a lot being rejected, And I don't know why I did that night, but I was in my bed and my thoughts just kept running. I could only think, what if I said earlier? What happens if I told her earlier? What happened, if I did this? What happens if I did this? What would happen? And then I came back to this one question. And it wasn't the question of what if. It was a question of why. Why did I get rejected? Why was I just left in the dark? Why did she just say I didn't like you? Why couldn't I get more information out? Why did I just walk away unscathed like I was okay with it? I wasn't. Remember that night I wrote to myself because I couldn't get my mouth out. I wrote and I kept writing and I got to the point where I was just like, I wish someone loved me. As cringe as it may sound, it's something that I've always thought about. And screw you, romance anime, for making me want to be in a relationship and seeing how good it could be. Screw you. But it really hurt. It really did. I mean, even now thinking about it, it's crazy to think about. If only I was told her sooner. If only I knew the answer to why I got rejected, why she didn't like me anymore. I got the closure I needed, but it just opened more wounds. And as I, live on my life, I'm going through a lot of things and I'm okay. I like to think I'm okay at least. And you know what? It's been a while since I thought sadly on that thought. Because I have friends to back me up and make me smile. Thanks guys. See you guys next time. And again, I hope to see you soon. This is the end of my arc. And now that those doors are closed, we can open new ones. And we can open the doors of Ikigai Studios. So let's make it happen, boys. Let's make it happen.
例えば君の顔に昔よりシワが増えてもそれでもいいんだ僕がギターを思うように弾けなくなっても心の歌は君で溢れているよ高い声も出せずに思い通り歌えないそれでもうなずきながら一緒に歌ってくれるかな割れんばかりの拍手も響き渡る歓声もいらない君だけ分かってよ分かってよ誰夢が叶ったのお似合いの言葉が見つからないよ誰夢が叶ったの愛してるたった一度のたった一人の生まれてきた幸せ味わってるんだよ今日がメインディッシュで終わりの日には甘酸っぱいデザートを食べるの山も谷も全部フルコースで気が利くような言葉はいらない素晴らしい特別もいらないただずっとそばに置いていてよ僕の思いは年を取ると増えてくばっかだ好きだよ分かってよ分かってよねえ誰夢が叶ったのお似合いの言葉が見つからないよ誰夢が叶ったの愛が溢れてゆく君が僕を忘れてしまってもちょっと辛いけどそれでもいいから僕より先にどこか遠くに旅立つこと